Welcome to another 501 Witty podcast. I'm the host, Clyde III, aka the Phoenix. Hey, shout out to Bobby Timms. He couldn't be here, but he taking care of some business. But hey, you'll see him pretty soon. Get your cookies. That's Craven cookies. Hey, turtle, everything. Butter pecan. They may do everything nowadays. I mean, not free, do everything. And also, if you need some photography, shoot up Bobby Timms. That's ACP. That's a Learning Creation Photography. Shout out to JD Hill for Wine Talk and the ladies on the Ladies Lounge. Please subscribe to the channel. I don't know what the hell you're waiting on. Please take care. Support black people and the whites. Yeah. But hey, I'm gonna shut my mouth up. I'm gonna introduce the person that this is all about, Mr. Anthony Baker. Tell people who you are and why you're here. Yeah, there you go. Round of applause.
No, I don't want the claps.
Okay.
My name's Anthony Baker. Born and raised in Little Rock, stay in Benton, Arkansas right now.
I dropped the Addy. Okay. Y'all know the finding.
Yeah, I'm in Benton. But I'm married, so quit it. But anyway, I'm 59. Yeah. I said that because, anyway. So, I have just finished a project, my first movie project. It's called Wronger. It's based on my books. What are my books?
Right beside you, sir.
Oh. It's based on this first book. Hold this, Matt. Thanks, sir. It's based on the first book there called Two Wrongs. and I'm blessed to have three of the cast members here with me that played in the movie, and it's been a blessing to actually put this thing together. And it's not only, I actually had four cast members. Mr. Clyde actually played a part in it as well. But he's also my first AD, and I couldn't ask for a better one. But I'm so glad to be here. You can tell them what to find.
Yeah, and what?
Basically, you can find. I've got a YouTube page out right now, but I think it's called Wronger. I'm not sure. Just go to Wronger. But I know you can find me on Twitter at BadBoyBaker50, and just Facebook Anthony Baker.
And for the sake of this context, the book itself. Let's say before they even get access to the film.
Yes, sir.
Where can they find your book?
The book is on Amazon. You can get the book on Amazon. But let me show it to you again, because what I found out in writing Two Wrongs is that there are 7 books that has the Two Wrong title on it.
Oh, okay.
And what I found out is that you can copyright the interior, but you cannot copyright the cover. You can't copyright a title so much when it comes to books. So there are 7 books out there called Two Wrongs.
Yes, sir.
So you want to look for it to look like this, and I also put my name, Anthony L. Baker, and that way you'll be able to find it. I tell people, great book with 2 ping pong titles on it, and most times they go straight to it. So, but Amazon, yes, sir.
So like you have
and
not
then
got.
The second book.
Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
And then the second book is actually a follow-up from the first book, which Kim knows all about the second book, and y'all will find out about that later. But this is just something a part of me. This is just a part of me, just an extension of what I've done in the what I like to call the industry.
Yes, sir.
Anything dealing with acting, singing, comedy, modeling. I've done all that. It's called the industry. So this is just a part of the industry. And like I said, these people here, Kim, give me a hand. Thank you, babe. These people here have agreed to play major roles in this movie, and they pulled it off, and I'm so proud of them.
So real quick before we get deep dive into the cast members and what their roles were, can you speak real briefly to like the process from the book to the screen?
Okay.
How was that for you personally, and then some challenges that came about?
Well, it all started. 48-hour project was when we met for the very first time.
Yes, sir.
And that was in 2020. And the 48-hour project is basically where a group of people get together. We're talking about talented actors, writers, and was it Friday night?
Yep.
Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
We get the genre. Mm-hmm. We have to come up with a script. We have to write the script. We have to act it out, and we have to submit everything back in Sunday. So in the 48-hour project is where I met Mr. Clyde. I saw him working with the script itself, and I know he was young. And so I asked him if he would help me take my book and move it over to a screenplay. And he agreed to. And so I gave him co-writing credits. So we co-wrote Wronger, which is not two wrongs, but we took it from two wrongs. And the process was, we didn't rush it.
No, the actual rough draft first one was about
167 pages.
And it was about a 4 to 5 month process. Because we meeting when we meet, because we both had jobs.
Right.
I was busy, and everyone knows I'm busy as hell. Right. But no, go ahead.
Yeah, exactly. So, and in the process, we made time for each other, and we would just set up the time frame. Now we tried not to go over the time frame because we respected each other's time, and we would get out as much as we could in the time frame. And when we had a finished product, I think we started in November of 2020, and it was
March.
No,
I think
it was February 28th.
Gotcha.
2021.
Yes, sir.
Is when we actually.
One of the great things too, just real quick, and you may have touched upon this already or about to. You were still doing COVID.
Yes.
Height.
Yes.
And so we was doing a lot of Zoom calls.
Right.
Literally right there. I'm at my house, you're in your location,
Yeah, exactly.
and we're just giving information to one another. I'm just
That's exactly how we did it.
at the house, and I would transfer the files to my home desk or the computer at the office. And yeah, like I said, I just appreciate and I'm really thankful that because that's my first experience doing that.
Right.
Taking existing IP.
I learned a lot from you actually doing that.
Salute,
I really
salute.
did because now I've taken your expertise in it, even though you were sort of in a learning, but you had a little bit more weight than I had as far as expertise in that.
Yes, sir.
So I took what you had, learned from that, and now I've actually started new screenplays on my own.
Yes, sir.
Because of what I learned from you.
And so yeah, it was a wonderful process. I was thankful to be a part of that, and it's like I said, it propelled me to continue doing what I'm doing. You know, I got so much material and it's crazy.
Yeah.
But go ahead and continue the overall.
So the overall thing, like I said, it dealt with a lot of time.
Yeah.
It dealt with a lot of commitment, and it dealt with a lot of scheduling.
Yes.
For sure, and that's not just behind the scenes when we wrote it, but that was with the characters and the people who played it. We had this man here, you know, if y'all seen his interview a few weeks ago, talked about him being a fireman. So his schedule is what, 3 on, 2 off?
1 on, 2 off.
1 on,
Yeah.
2 off. So we had to work with his schedule to make sure he could be there. She works during the daytime. We had to work through that. He don't drive. And so, he was the most personal. I call man, if he was free, he wasn't.
Yeah.
But we had to work with everybody's schedule and everybody's time frame. And so that was the biggest thing in this whole project was the location,
Yes, sir.
the people,
Yes, sir.
and the time. And we had to try to respect each other's time. And I know there was one night, and Kim can probably speak to this if she wants to, that she really got frustrated on the time. Yes.
Old diva.
Yeah, man. Well, I didn't say that.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, and if I can speak on this with Kim, is this not your first project? Would you like to
It's
speak?
my very first. I have no experience
Say hello to
prior.
people, Kim.
Go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, I
Who are
am
you?
Kim. Let's see, and I am Moms in Wronger. And this is my very first project. I thank Anthony for giving me the opportunity for this on-the-job training. Because that's exactly what it was. And mentioning time and how you respect each other's time, that was one of the first things that Mr. Clyde said to me.
I told him. Go ahead.
He kind of intimidated me at first, but he don't bother me no more. Everybody got something to do.
Yep.
You gotta be on time. You're on people's time. You got other things to do.
Facts.
So yeah.
Especially if he had something to do. Okay, you were saying.
When I got hungry.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
We couldn't
yes.
play when Clyde got
No.
home. Yeah.
No, so yeah, so it's been great, and I hope that this opened doors for other opportunities because I really enjoy it.
And you did a good job. As I'm looking at it, the more I'm looking, I'm like, dang, she flawless. I mean, we just did a seamless scene, and she was all the way in that. I'm like, that's tight.
Especially
I was so impressed.
15 takes, she better be there.
I mean,
Wait a minute, you don't tell the Ives.
Right. 17 takes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There you go.
Might have been 20. though.
I can put you in a second. I'm hungry,
We're
guys.
trying to be nice.
Yeah, thank you. But go ahead, transition to like now the production has started, right?
Okay, yes.
We kind of got the cast in place,
Got the
we
cast
get
in
scenes
place.
going.
Yes.
Can you kind of speak to like, you know, what made you maybe choose the people that you walked up to and approached in regarding to getting the roles that you had?
Okay, so here's the thing. When we first started this movie, I think you might have been the only one that was with me from jump out of this group.
Really?
I mean, just from from jump. When I first started casting,
Uh-huh.
Matt might have been like one of the first person I thought about, and like when we started
Yes, sir.
the original,
Yes, sir.
Matt was still with me when we kept going.
Yes, sir.
When I say when we started the original, we had cast members that either dropped out, moved away, and COVID had a lot to do with that. I'm not mad at anybody. I never, and when they told me they had to get out, I said, hey man, the best to you. If you ever need my help, let me know. Whatever it was. I didn't get upset because I know God has the perfect plan. And so I wasn't worried about it. I wasn't rushing it. But I had to seek out other actors. So when I lost my main character, Victor Vincent Taylor, who was played by Mr. Lawrence Berry here, man, this dude, I'm telling you, y'all, you talking about, if you ever want to work with somebody that, he may not consider himself a professional.
Don't boost me.
No, I'm just telling the truth.
No pressure. No pressure.
Right. Yeah. Let me hold his head together. So, but the thing about it is that he may not consider himself a professional himself, but professional work.
He did.
Oh my God, this guy right here. I'm telling you, every
No,
time.
I can attest that too. Even when we came together on set and I would be there on regularly, I would tell you like, "Hey man, thank you very much first for showing up." And you came prepared. Like one of the things I tell people on a regular basis on this channel, like when it comes to filmmaking, especially when it comes to shooting a certain scene, it is very critical that the actor or actresses come prepared in knowing their lines.
Right.
And one thing I like to say, commend you on, is like you came, you knew your lines.
I appreciate that, man.
You never came like, "Hey man,
You
I
said that to
need,"
me?
because you did that.
Actually, just one time.
Yeah, there you go. There you
One
go.
time.
But you got it together.
But she still got it. She still got through the scene.
And so just you brought it, bro. Like I said, for you not have done nothing to this level in the sense as far as the term, like demand.
Right.
You came prepared every time.
I appreciate
I
that.
appreciate that,
Yeah.
not just on my behalf, but mainly on his behalf.
Right. I appreciate the opportunity too.
Yeah, thank you.
Proud of
I
you, son.
appreciate
I'm
it.
so proud of you.
We met. I like to tell you how we met. I like to tell you how we met.
Go ahead, tell me about
So how we met was we were working with Deshaun Berry's project. What was the name?
It's
Moonlight.
Moonlight. Yeah.
Moonlight, right?
Shout out
So yeah, shout out to Deshaun. That's his uncle.
That's my cousin.
That's his cousin. I'm sorry. I'm thinking about your aunt,
Yeah.
who was my second AD. That's Michelle Thomas. Shout out to Michelle. She actually told me about him when I lost my first Victor Vincent. She said, "Well, I got a nephew that acts, and he's sort of cut, and he works for the fire department, and because I couldn't use a flabby Victor Vincent, so I knew I couldn't do it. So I could use Clyde, but that was way too big.
in black.
So anyway, we were on the same shoot, and it was a night scene.
Yep.
He was playing EMT, which of course he probably was used to that, right? Because since you fireman, you knew some of the things that was going on. So as we was doing the scene, I noticed him speaking in the scene where he wasn't scripted, but it was perfect.
Gotcha.
It matched it perfect. And I know Deshaun didn't have the problem with it. I was like, I was noticing, I was like, this dude was sharp. So I stepped up and said, man, you did any acting and stuff like this? No. I said, what's your name? Lawrence Berry. I said, okay, cool. I said, well, I don't know how we got to your aunt's, to Michelle's name.
I don't know either.
And it was weird because we finally figured out that, Michelle was telling me about somebody. I said, who you work for? He said, fire department. That's what it was. I said, well, she was telling me somebody that worked for the fire department. You said, Michelle who? I said, Michelle Thomas. He said, that's my aunt. I said, dude, you the one she was telling me. And we met right then. I said, dude, let's just stay in touch. And we hooked up, and he became Victor Vincent. I'm glad he brought him to life. That was so cool.
And this kind of speaks to like how things happen for a reason. And like, granted, Arkansas, especially particularly Little Rock, it's like 2 degrees separation.
Yes,
so it is a small little world here. So it worked out. I'm glad it worked out.
It did.
It's going to pay dividends because even just going forward, from the projects you currently have to future projects in the future, when y'all work together separately, the experience and the opportunity that this creates is plentiful.
Right.
So,
Well, I want to finish up mine.
Go ahead.
And I'm gonna start passing it.
Go ahead.
I basically want to say at this point. So after we got the new characters on board, like I said, Matt was still with me.
Yes, sir.
As playing Cooper. Now, the reason I reached out to Matt, and Matt, can I tell you exactly? Can I tell them exactly what I said to you? Okay. So I told Matt. I called Matt. I said, Matt, I got this character in my book, in the book, and you read the book, so you know him, and you know about the story too. So I said, but Matt, I said, I got this character in my book that you're perfect for. I said, because he's ugly. And I need you to play. And he laughed. You know, 2 reasons.
Yeah.
1, he knew I was joking. 2, he knows. But Matt is such a professional because here's the thing. I've worked with him on other projects that he had. First time me and Matt met was on the telephone. He needed somebody to do a voiceover for a whole movie.
Yes, sir.
He said the person that he had a thick accent, too thick for that.
Yeah.
And I met up with Matt and I did the entire movie.
Okay.
Nothing but voice.
Yes, sir.
He plugged it in and it looks almost seamless. Crazy. And so I was impressed with what he could do behind the scenes as well as in front of the scenes. So then we just started working together. I started working on projects with Matt. And introduce yourself, Matt.
Matt Space. The first project I worked with on this with Anthony was a film that I did called, besides the voice work that he did, was physically, he was playing a role in a film called Mark of Death from 2017. And, he played this totally bad character, and I was like, wow, you knocked that one out of the park. So I cast him as a former police officer in my he's a retired police officer in my next film, which was Indestructible Afterlife in 2018.
That's what I was telling you.
And he was playing a totally different character because he was playing a villain character in Mark of Death, and in this one he was playing the good guy.
Right.
But the roles were flipped for me and him. I played the good guy who he killed in Mark of Death.
Spoiler.
And, well, there's no real spoiler. That happens early in the film.
Yes, sir.
And then in this one, I was playing the villain. He was playing the good guy.
Right, but you want to play the villain in the first of that movie too. No spoiler. Yeah, but I'm just saying. But anyway, so Matt is like I said, Matt is basically been. We almost like mainstays. Like if he need me for something, I'll show up. If you need him for something, he'll show up. And so we just know that working together, collaborating, especially doing something we love to do. That's the thing about it. We love doing this type of work, and we're not. I mean, yeah, it'd be nice to get paid, but we don't do it for the pay.
Right.
We do it for the love of the game. And if there's any blessings that come, and I told everybody on my crew, I said, if I ever receive any major blessings, y'all be ready to get your percentage, your cut. I've actually already got it. If y'all want to see the page, actually, how much you're supposed to be making. But I'll cut you a check and say, hey, it's for the time spent, But anyway, so that's the goal still in the future, is to get it out in the streaming services and stuff and see where it goes from there. And once
It's just now that you're there, before you go to commercial break, right now this is going to air prior to the release of the film.
Sure.
So tell the people the actual release date in regards to the premiere. Can you just talk to
Yes, sir.
where, when, what time?
Yes, sir. December the 20th, which is a Tuesday evening. The doors will open at the Benton Event Center at 17322 I-30. If you're familiar where Tinseltown Theater is, there in Benton, it's across the street from the Tinseltown Theater off of I-30, off the access road. Now, if you're going that way, if you don't put it in GPS, if you wait till you get to 117, you've gone down too far. You need to take exit 118, which is a Congo exit. Stay on the access road until you see the Tinseltown there to the right, or if you have the GPS, it'll tell you when to turn up in there and stuff. But anyway, December the 20th, Tuesday evening, doors open at 6:15. The movie will start at 7:15. We will be selling popcorn and drinks. We're not going to break you, but it will be popcorn and drinks as far as the concession is concerned. And again, I'm also going to be giving away a Wronger gift box, which I've already gotten some restaurants that's already given me something with it, and next week my goal is to hit more and more restaurants, because I really want that thing to be full of different gift cards that they can use.
And how can we win that?
Cast and crew is not available to win.
How can we get
Might as
it?
well say it now. So when you see this, cast and crew is not available to win the gift box. But any guest that you might have is available to win it, and don't be changing tickets. Sneaky. But anyway, so we're really looking forward to that. That's the premiere. That's the first time we're going to show it on a wide range and everything. And the movie is called Wronger. So if you haven't seen anything on Facebook, which Kim has been promoting it big time for me, I appreciate that. She even started an Anthony Baker page. And I'm like, I went to the Anthony Baker page and it's Kim. I'm like, how do you get in touch with me on my page? And thanks, Kim. So she's been promoting big time, and I appreciate it. I know everybody has like sharing and doing everything like that. And so hopefully, like I said, on the other side of the break, these people can do the majority of the talking. But I do want you to know, Benton Event Center, Benton, Arkansas, 17322 I-30, 6:15, the doors open. Come in, get you a good seat. I'm gonna have a reserved seats for you guys, so y'all don't have to worry about that.
And everything he just spoke to, I have similar information in the description box below, leading them to the premiere for those who are, of course, watching it from, let's say, next Sunday when this is airing on December 11th, 9 days before the release.
Yes.
And of course, just follow the instructions that he's saying verbally or right in the description box, and subscribe to his channel. We'll go into more detail about the individual cast members on the other side of the break, but if you have not subscribed to 5-1 Witty, like I always say
it.
What the hell are you waiting on? What the fuck are you waiting on?
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Because my whole thing is to always highlight creators, entrepreneurs, and business people alike, and specifically, no offense, but black people.
Right.
But just trying to do the right thing.
Understand, bro.
Well, come on, brothers and sisters in Christ.
There you go.
Oh, that part. Yes, gotcha. But see you on the side of commercial break. Hey, whatever Bobby puts in between, hey, follow the instructions.
Y'all subscribe.
Hey man, I hope y'all enjoying the podcast so far. Be sure to go and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We got a lot of stuff going on right now. Wine Talk, 501 Witty Podcast. Got the Ladies Lounge with Renita G. Anything you got to say?
Hey man, just thanks for watching. Subscribe to the channel. The hell you waiting on?
For real.
Well, welcome back. Hopefully you enjoyed the commercial that Bobby puts in the middle. Like I said on the other end before we got started, subscribe to the channel. The Ladies Lounge is out there. We have Wine Talk. Also, we have everyone you see on the podcast on a regular basis, including these individuals here. Mr. Baker, you said you want to go and throw something out to these people?
Again, I was talking about my YouTube channel a minute ago. That's where where you can see the trailer and everything. And of course, as we put new content on there, you'll see it as well. And I just want you to know it's Triple B Pictures, LLC.
And I have a link to all this stuff. Even to, we'll get to you real quick, if you don't mind. Matt, briefly, about you. And what do you do from a summary? And of course, everything he says, I have a script and links to everything.
Well, started with the film production thing, directing, writing, producing, acting, and now lately I've been doing a lot of YouTube stuff on my Dark Knight Films reviews, where I'm reviewing actual other movies and doing films rankings and everything, stuff like that, different style stuff like that, other than just making the films, you know, I'm doing that too. And that's on YouTube, that's Matt_Speace.
Spell Speace.
Spease. And it's mostly, it started as just almost like he did, where it was the trailers for my films and stuff, or clips for my films, and we've evolved it into more just, you know, I started the whole Dark Knight Films reviews thing, to where I actually started reviewing actual other movies and stuff and everything. Okay. So, but when he asked me to play this part,
what's the part?
Of Cooper in here.
Ooh, boy, rough.
The first thing I said, okay, let me read the script before I say I'll do it. And so when I read the script, I was because he was saying I was going to be playing this racist character. And I've never played something like that, you know.
Let me clear.
And it's like
Y'all don't jump in
totally the opposite of what I'm really like.
He's with us.
As a person.
Matt comes to the barbecue all the time.
so when I read the script, I was like, oh, I hope he doesn't have that word in there. Yeah. And I read through it, and I was like, oh, good. Doesn't have that, because I refuse to say that word. And so when he didn't have that in there, I said, all right, I don't like the guy, I don't like this character, but you know, as an actor, you don't have to like the character, you're bringing to someone's vision of a character. So I said, okay, I'll do it, you know. I said, but if you would have had that word in there,
Right.
I would have said, can I change that to something else? Because I'm not going to say that, you know. So, but yeah, this character is totally the opposite of, Cooper is...
Don't tell too much.
No. Cooper is the kind of a character that you would see in something, you know, the kind of character, the villain characters that you see in something like Mississippi Burning or something like that, you know. And I've never
the Green Mile.
Yeah, exactly. So I've seen these characters in these films before, but I've never played anything like that. And I was like, whew, this is gonna be different.
That was a lot. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
So with this, go ahead.
First day on set, whenever I put my voice in this character, I was like, everybody's sitting around, and I'm like, oh man, I hope I'm not offending anybody with this. And
Do
then,
not tell that scene.
and then after the scene was over, they come in and asked, man, I wanted to kill him right then and there.
Somebody that was shooting the film said, you know, I'm strapped right now, and I almost shot this dude. So yeah, he pulled it off real good. I must say, I was very pleased with Matt's performance. He's very coachable. You know, he asks questions, he suggests, as we all do, because we're trying to get the best out of it. Mm-hmm. So I can say that I'm very, very pleased with what Matt Speace did. Again, that's Spease.
So now,
if you don't know that, you might spell it wrong.
You play this Cooper, so we're going to transition to the next person. Okay. We already met Miss Kim earlier. Can you speak a little briefly to who you playing in the film?
I am Moms. I am the mom to the main character here, Victor Benson. And it was real, like I said, I enjoyed doing this. I would have to remind myself sometime because of the fact that I am a 50-plus mom in real life. I had to remind myself I'm bringing to life Anthony's character and not me. So that you all will see me look many different ways because, I mean, I just like to change my hairstyles up, and so I had to, you know, adjust to that. But I thank y'all for working with me.
Well, you made it challenging for me because I had to either add some lines or take out some lines and stuff to make it match your hair changes. Yeah. So we had to make it believable. You know, it had to be believable. So that's what we tried to do.
Can you speak to this is your first overall thing, correct? From an acting standpoint.
It is my very first.
Yes, ma'am. So when you was doing this and you're approaching the character, bringing it to life, can you speak to people like your overall challenges, not necessarily personal, but like this is brand new. Talk to me.
Yeah, it was challenging. Memorizing lines was the biggest challenge of all, and what made it easy was the crew that I work with. You know. Awesome, and Tisha, and I mean, they were so good. They pushed me because I didn't want them to show me up. You know, I couldn't be lax, and they out here shining, and I'm like, okay, Kim, you gotta come on, you gotta give me what you're working with. So that was what pushed me, but that was the biggest challenge, was memorizing lines. Again, being that I haven't done this before, and I am 53 years old, you know, so that memorization, I was, whew, so. That was the most challenging, but again, with the crew, and like Anthony even mentioned earlier about how, you know, God is just so awesome and how he connect people together, because y'all are like family to me now. You know, I've actually missed you guys since we haven't been on the set.
Right.
So it's just the way we just meshed together, you know, and that was my motivation.
Got you. So now, when you was acting, okay, we're not going into details about the story itself, but like when you saw the material, and you may read, we got onto you, Mason, read the script,
Yes.
so you have an idea of where you're going as a character.
Right.
But when you did that, were you like, wow, or you like, speak to like how you felt about that? Seeing the progression of moms throughout the story, and just the overall story, how do you feel about that?
Yeah, and that was another thing. I was like trying to make sure that I could transition with her, you know. Again, just making it become one with who I was. You know, and trying to be that person. And that's why, you know, Anthony would always tell me, he said, you're getting better and better with each time. But it was because I was literally trying to become that woman, because it's not me.
Yes, ma'am.
You know, it wasn't me at all. So I had to really become one with that character. And so reading it and seeing how it was evolving, I was like, okay, all right. You know, I had to get my little attitudes and everything together.
I would definitely say I'm happy for you, because I love what we do, right? And I like to see us working in general. And so I was happy for you because I can see even on set, everyone was pretty much smiling, enjoying themselves. And because even if it's brand new to you, it's like, you know, this is actually kind of fun.
Right, it was.
And it speaks to the overall the atmosphere and the people that we're working with. Because now as we get more experience and get to bigger platforms and levels, it's not going to always be that way.
Right.
It's not going to always like who you work with.
Right.
And it's going to be more demanding. The scenarios, the atmosphere, as far as the temperature, the weather may not be as friendly. So it can push you to a certain degree. But I'm glad for you that you got a chance to enjoy yourself. I enjoy working with you. I have fun just having fun on set, making you laugh. Because like one thing I was telling Anthony too when we first started just bonding and together as individuals, you kind of think like, man, it's like I've been knowing this person longer than just 2 years, or 6 months, or 3 months.
Exactly.
And that just comes with the nature of who we are from a personality standpoint and how we just we just enjoy being around people. So I'm gonna transition from moms real quick. I'm gonna go to the main guy over here.
Yes.
Now you guys may have seen him already. No, seriously.
He's like, I don't want the clap.
He's very humble. He's very humble. But no, seriously, brother. Talk to people, let them know generally who you're playing in this particular
Okay.
film.
Well, I'm Lawrence Berry. I play the main characters, Victor and Vincent Taylor. It was rough. They're twins, by the way. It was rough just trying to portray 2 different personalities. You got one guy who's successful, but he's an asshole, and then you got the other guy who, you know, life is weighing down on him, but you know, he has the morals. He wants to do better, and he knows how to treat people. So I think my biggest thing was just trying to flip. You know, you gotta flip your mannerisms. You gotta flip. You just gotta flip everything, man. So I think that was one of the challenging things for me.
Yes, sir.
Just trying to start doing that because this is my first full movie. I've done like 2 short movies, so I'm new to Kim. So I was new to it too. So I just wanted to make sure. I was on point. You know.
Yeah, because a lot of times I remember, and I interject, I would tell you, like if you got ready to do Vincent,
right?
and what would I say? I said, man, you got to give.
Yeah, you got to give. You know what I'm saying?
Give me Vincent, man.
Right.
Don't give me or Victor.
Victor.
It was
Victor.
Victor.
Yeah.
I said, you got to give me Victor, not so much Vincent. I said,
Right.
because I don't see it yet.
Right.
You know? And when I see it, I'll let you know. But you know, he gave it to me.
Right. So I mean, and that was fun too because I'm not normally like the asshole type of person, but like he said, he had to kind of just come on, man, you gotta do it.
Yeah.
You gotta do it because I'm just, you know, just chilling. But it was fun once I got the hang of it, and I feel like we all got better as it went along. So by the end, we were hitting on all cylinders. So just the progression of the film was it was an experience.
So now with that said, what was your approach? Because I mean, granted, you are the main focus.
Mhm.
A lot. You have moments in the script where you're saying a lot.
Right.
Like you have a lot of dialogue.
Right.
So speak to the challenges as far as
The
wow, like
yeah.
wow, whoa. Like you've never done this to this extent.
Right.
So like how did you approach that, and how did you help prepare yourself for this role in
Right.
that regard?
I would read it early, sometimes like a couple of days before we go on set. And you know, on the script, even though it's a lot of like bars or whatever, it's only like a couple sentences. So I try to put myself in the situation and just act like I'm really talking to the person. So that helped me out a lot.
Yes, sir.
Just trying to make it as simple as possible. Just like, okay, it looked like a lot, but you only saying a couple sentences to them, and y'all describing a certain. As long as you remember the key points, you'll be good.
Yeah.
So now that you've done this, you know, granted you have your other, you know, we spoke about your career in the previous
Right.
episode, but like, do you see yourself maybe continuing this down the line? Like, you know what, even outside of like maybe
Right.
this continuation of this particular character
Right.
in future projects, but just overall, like, do you see yourself, you know what, I can do this a lot more?
Definitely, man. Definitely. Like Miss Kim said before, like you actually have to do it to realize how fun it is. You know, so I try not to turn down any of the opportunities if somebody need me because it's just fun. I enjoy it. So, like I said, with the scheduling and everything like that, you make time for what you want to do. So, it was one of those. I guess one of those situations. So,
Already.
yeah.
So now, I know everyone's here is looking forward to the premiere, and hopefully down the line gets out to the masses further. Speak to us, maybe, is there any fears? Like, oh man, because like some people like seeing themselves on camera. It's one thing when you do it, small group, capture yourself, but like now this is about to be out there for everyone to see. And anyone kind of apprehensive, scared, nervous, or can you go start there in like speak to it, like go ahead.
I'm kind of excited. I just want to see the full thing, like the whole thing. So
Because
I ain't really
the scenes that you wasn't in,
Yeah.
you don't know about it.
right, exactly. So I ain't really nervous. I'm gonna critique myself hard though,
Yeah.
because I'm just like, damn, But it's a learning experience, so I'm excited.
Matt, go ahead.
I just hope people will distinguish the character from me. I am not Cooper.
I'm so glad.
I'm just an actor. I'm just an actor. I'm just playing a character. I'm
To
nothing.
hear guys,
Nothing.
when you see this man in public,
Nothing. I'm
that's
nothing.
not him.
Yeah.
Nothing like this guy I played.
I told him, before you get to Kim, I told him, I said, dude, when we shoot this premiere, you're going to have to come incognito or in disguise or something. I said, because when they see you after the movie, they're going to try to jump you, and if you ain't with one of us, we can't help you.
Hey, put some hey, wear glasses. They can hit you don't hit a man with glasses with you.
Right.
Go ahead, Miss Kim.
I'm nervous and excited at the same time, especially since, like Anthony said, I've really been pushing it because I'm excited not only for myself but for everybody. I'm glad for Anthony and all of us. So I've been pushing it. I'm like, oh, I'm pushing this movie. They probably gonna get to be like, that's what she was pushing. She ain't done that. So just a little nervous about that, but overall excited at the same time.
And so now that we have, cause you got family there, you know what I'm saying? Like, does your family, are they aware of like what you're involved in, like what they've been doing for the past 6-10 months?
Yeah, they were, but I'm not sure they knew to the extent of what it was because when the trailer dropped, they kind of got a little more excited because they didn't know that the movie was going to be like the whole thing, like it wasn't going to be like a short film or something like that. They didn't even know, it was going to be a trailer or something like that. So it's just something that they're excited about as well. So.
Me? Yes, sir.
He's the most nervous person. He probably should be.
I don't know. My mom is the only one that actually I've mentioned this to and told her about it.
Yes, sir.
And she don't really care nothing about my film stuff, what I do. So it's like I told her I'm playing a racist character in this movie that Anthony's doing. Okay, whatever.
I mean, think about it, y'all. Matt has a face only a mom can love.
Gotcha. And what I said, Miss Kim?
Yes.
Family members?
Friends,
church
members. I've invited, they know. I've even had some people ask me, is it a stage play? No, it's a movie. Are you just an extra in the movie? No. I'm one of the main characters in the movie. So I am the mom to the main character.
That's
so
right.
that's exciting for me. So, but yes, my family and my friends know. Facebook know, anybody on my Facebook page.
And I always share links to, and I always put support your people. That's one of my one of my main tags. And so, in conclusion, Mr. Baker, you want any other thing you want to touch on before we get out of here? Like,
I appreciate everybody that worked with me. I even appreciate the ones who started with me. And like I said, the ones who started with me, I tried to reach out to you to let you have discounted, prices to get in. I said you started with me, but you didn't stay with me for that cause. Dropping it even more. But then I appreciate you because again, I was able to see the vision of what I wanted to see. But when I had my new people come on board, like Kim and Lawrence, I didn't try to make them be who you showed me. I wanted them to bring their own thing to it as well. And if I didn't like it, I let them know. Yeah. But they were able to bring the reality, the realness of it. So I appreciate everybody that's been involved in this project, from the building of the prison, which is, y'all don't know nothing about that, but I mean, this guy actually cut everything and made this prison for me. Shout out to Greg Harris, who did that. Shout out to everybody that's involved. I would say my dad, but he would probably expect that. But anyway,
Triple OG.
Yeah, he filled in for a character that. Can I talk to him real quick? Yeah. So I had a character that was supposed to play Percy, and y'all remember Percy in the beginning. Shout out to Chad. Thank you, Chad, for stepping in the beginning. Chad dropped out, for whatever reason. So I ain't mad at nobody. But when I brought my dad in to play Percy, I had to change Percy's character because the original Percy was happy. And my dad is a preacher. So therefore he changed his character to a character named Preacher. His name is still Percy, but it's a totally different character. Matter of fact, we talked about it the other day how, Dad, I wouldn't have put you up here. I wouldn't have made you do that. A little bit too much for you. But so anyway, but I appreciate everybody, Kim, Matt, Lawrence, and Tisha, Crystal. I'm gonna miss some names.
So blame the head, not the heart.
Right. Like Cameron Foster, he actually brought a lot. Anytime you hear some singing, and it's really good singing, in the film, that's Cameron Foster. So he actually lended that to us as well. And again, my niece, Alexis, I'm trying to hit the main people. These are the main people that was in it.
Don't get the
And
location.
so I'm not going to get the small
Get
ones.
the location that allowed you to kind of use their building as well. You want to shout them out too?
Oh, yeah. So Mr. Ryan Barnes, oh my God, I should have brought that list with me because I got a lot of locations.
Yeah, I know.
Location. Your office,
Oh, man. Say less.
Ryan Barnes,
My home.
That's what I'm saying. It's in there. She ain't mine. I think the only place we didn't use was Matt's house. He stays in Ward, Arkansas.
Yeah, I can't go there. I ain't going.
Go on. No, you can't. I go in like this. I feel better when he's in the car with me.
Yeah. Oh, he's dropping them off. Good. This is driving.
Y'all know the man, don't you? But yeah, so I just appreciate everybody. Clyde, I really want to say I really appreciate you. And I'm serious, man. More than anybody, you kept us on point. You were professional. If anybody ever wanted a first AD to work with them, that's the man. That's the one person you want to be on your side, in your corner, behind you. He's going to give you instructions. He's going to give you suggestions. He's going to work with, and he will not let the cast touch anything.
That's what I want.
He would get on you.
I do the best I can.
If the cast get ready to start trying to help out the crew, look out. And all you gotta do is say something. They be looking at them guns. It's okay, no, that's all right. We good. I ain't got to touch them. That's what he did. Yeah, I'm good, man. You know what I'm saying? You said don't touch, I ain't gonna touch nothing. But so I appreciate everybody. That's my main thing is that thank you for those who are coming out. I also want to thank. So far, it's been 2 people who have not that have told me they cannot make it, but they've already purchased tickets. They did that as a donation, and I appreciate you as well. So again, that's Miss Jazzy and Miss Karen. These are real good friends from way back in the day. Shout out to both of y'all for doing that. Appreciate you. Some people are trying to prepay for tickets. I'll let them, but the tickets at the door. Tickets at the door. If you want to prepay, make sure you contact me. I guess you'll have my cell number with the information as well.
If you want that, I can put the cell information in the
Let's do that because they can text me and say, hey, I want to go ahead and pay up front, stuff like that. And then I can tell you, of course, you want to do the Zelle. That's all I got because cash out kicked me off. So,
any final remarks, real quick?
March?
Just come support the film. Get you a couple good laughs in. It's got a little bit of everything. Laughs, unexpected twists, so you'll be in for a treat.
Perfect.
Matt?
Nancy.
Well,
Go on, Matt.
well, like I said, make sure you come see the movie. Keep in mind, this is a character, not me.
Looking forward to seeing you all on December the 20th.
And last but not least, hey, thanks to the cast that showed up, that was here, and also, hey, Mr. Baker, always, anytime you need me, I'm here.
Yes, sir.
And look forward to working with you in the future because we've already discussed some things off the camera, and that would be, I can't wait to see you do that role. For the people watching at home, come out and see the film, December 20th. All the information we just shared will be in the description box. The links will be provided. And subscribe to the channel, like I always say. Hey, Ladies Lounge, Wine Talk, Podcast Proper, in addition to the overall skits we've done in the past, and some things we have coming in the future. I want to continue just to give the channel more growth and opportunities for individuals to come promote themselves and what they got going on. Well, like I say, hey, happy Sunday if you're watching it on Sunday, Friday, Thursday. What's
I
up?
want to speak on the Maverick.
So, breaking news, if you're not paying attention, hey, Mac, you're the first Caucasian on the channel and from the podcast. Breaking the mold.
Now, and if you see that, you don't mind getting the claps.
That part. And it was crazy. I always like telling people too offline, I appreciate you spending this time in this digital space because this lasts forever.
Right.
If God called me on tomorrow,
Right.
it's there forever. So like I said,
I appreciate it.
all love to everyone in this room and those who are watching home and everyone who helped Mr. Baker bring his vision to life. All the cast, the crew behind the scenes, the building location that we use, everybody.
All that, yeah.
Hopefully we can do something in the future sequels that we can kind of just bring everything back and continue whatever story this man has in store for us. But hey, I'm ready to eat. Get out of here. Thank you. We love y'all. Peace.